What's up? So here I have three penguins, a papa penguin, mama penguin, and a baby penguin. Notice actually these are, when you drag penguins into the world, they are different types of penguins. Baby penguin versus a normal penguin. Anyway, I have a text box to label them to help us out later on as well. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I want to have all penguins be able to do a waddle. So I have the choice of where to make it, in the flyer class or the penguin class. Because I only have penguins in my class, I'm going to code this in penguin. But if I were to have multiple flyer objects that I wanted to all waddle, I would code it in flyer. Okay? So on your next lab, you're going to have to make that decision. So I'm going to do it in penguin, and I'm going to make a procedure called waddle. And as far as this goes, I'm just going to have them move forward 2 steps. I don't care about the waddle part of it. It's just the idea of it. Okay? So right now, I could have each of them do a waddle. And how would I get them to do it all together? Do together. And boom, they all waddle. Boom. Now, assume I had 100 penguins. How many of these would I need? 100. Exactly. It gets super inefficient really quick. I'm going to delete all but this one penguin waddle. Now, we said variables hold a singular value, an array holds multiple. So we're going to create an array of penguins. To do that, you first have to decide where to make the array. You could make it in my first method, but the limitations are you can't use it outside of my first method. So if I had a procedure here in penguin class, I could not use that array. If I make it in the scene, I can use it anywhere. So I'm going to make a array of penguins, and these look exactly like a object. So we didn't make many object variables, but you would go to gallery class and you choose the penguin, and now we can say like family penguin. Okay? And right now, notice I can only choose one of the penguins. Right now, this is a variable. You can only hold one thing. If you click is an array, now you say custom array, and you can add multiple penguins to your array. So notice I've got 3 in here. If I had 100, boom, I would just add 100 of them. So now, in my first method, what I have is I have a couple things in here. Okay? I have for each in, and if I drag that in, it says, give me an item type. I'm working with penguins, so I have to do penguin again. And now you say an item name. I'm going to say, which penguin? And then you choose the array we already created. So now I do have a loop that allows me to do something for every single penguin. So it says for each penguin named which penguin in the family of penguins, do something. I want each penguin to waddle. But right now, this is just this penguin A. So if I hit run, this is basically looping 3 times because there's 3 penguins in here. I want which penguin to waddle. Okay? So I don't want a specific penguin to waddle. Okay? I want which penguin to waddle. This means round 1, A waddles, well, he'll move forward, then B, then C. A, B, and then C. You guys see that? Versus if I had just the penguin, this penguin moves 3 times. Because this loop is happening 3 times because there's 3 items in this array. So if I said the penguin waddles, well, he'll move forward once, and then, okay, for the second object, well, still original penguin moves forward, and so on. So what this does is if we had 100 penguins, every penguin could do something with just these 2 lines of code. Every single penguin could do something with these just 2 lines of code instead of needing 100 lines of code. Okay, so for each penguin, and then you give it a name, this allows you to do it 1 at a time. If you wanted to do all the objects together at the same time, there's each in together. When you drag it in, it's extremely similar. You say the gallery class. You say a name. I can call it, it doesn't have to be called which penguin. It can be called, like penguins, like this penguin. Okay, so we're using an array, okay, and now we do want it to waddle again, but we want it to say this penguin will waddle. Okay, so now they're all going to move forward at the same time. Boom. Okay, so once again, if you had just a specific penguin waddling, now this penguin is going to waddle 3 times all at the same time. So if one waddle moves forward 2, this one penguin will move forward 6 at one time. So you want to be careful when you make this. You're going to be using it often. Okay? All right. Now, we're going to take some more notes and then come back to this. To do something. So we have an array of penguins, and I'm going to disable these for now. We have an array of penguins, okay? And if you want them to do something, a specific item in the array, you can just choose just any penguin, but now there's this new option that never existed before. Okay, and now it gives you these numbers. These numbers are called indexes, and they start at 0. So the first item in your array is location 0. So when I hit run, location 0 moves forward. 2, which one do you think it'll be? C. Okay, because this is 0, 1, and 2. Okay? So, back in our notes,